Hello, hello. So I'm just going live everywhere. So if you can see me, just give me a few moments. Going live on Top Banana, live on Zoom. And I'll just put my phone on so I can go live on Instagram. And then we're ready to go. So here live. And let me just find a place to put this on. How about over here? And then let me put something that it can be on its back. And then going live. So there you go. I think I'm live everywhere. So cool. So welcome to Showgirl Challenge Day 5. Which you probably noticed I skipped Friday because I had the busiest last 2 days. So that's why. So the first thing I would like to do is to review our week and then follow up with what day 5 is and invite you to a masterclass that I'm gonna do for you. So, day 1 was all about, and let me go have here to our top banana so I make sure that I don't forget anything. So there you go. So day 1 was all about just being fabulous. But that's not enough. It's very important that you see how fabulous you are. And very often we don't, regardless actually of how confident you are or how well you deal with things. Why do I have the impression that this is very dirty? How well you deal with, sorry, yeah, that looks better. With confidence, and if you can do all of the things that I say, like looking at yourself in the mirror when you dance, like talking to people when you're out, like going on stage, there is still work to be done. And I think I repeated that everywhere this week to my coaching students, to my regular classes. There is always improvement. I am on my own journey too. And when I think I've reached this point of like, I'm so crazy confident, I can do everything, I realize, oh, wait, there is some stuff that I can still work on and then improve. So there is always that, which is very exciting, to be honest, very exciting. It's never like, oh, I reached this point, I'm ready, and then there's nothing to be done. No, there is always something to be done, which is very exciting, I find. Day 2 was all about being the light for someone else. So not only you see what is beautiful about you, you also see everything that's beautiful around you. And sometimes we just don't say it. But do say it, because it can totally change someone's day. I think I mentioned that I remember pretty much every single compliment that I've ever received, which, by the way, is a very good exercise. We tend to remember all of the failures or all of the bad things people have said to us. And I guarantee that this is a mindset that can be changed. So focus on the good. We all have both, but you can choose where your focus goes. So choose the one that will help you the most, right? Then day 3 was all about being your own hero. And this, I wanted you to go one step further than repeating a formula. I wanted you to create your own. So one thing is going through like affirmations or something like, okay, I am this, I am enough, but you're reading someone else's words. What I would like you to do is the same way you did on day 2, to look at yourself and find the things you're really good at. And it could also, I think that the day on that day, I did mention more about looking at yourself in the mirror and finding something that you really love about yourself, like physically. But it can be anything really. It can be how disciplined you are. I'm very, very proud of that. It could be about how good of a friend you are. It could be how anything. It can be with your skills. It can be with your personality. It doesn't have to be with your looks. But it would be great if you could do everything, you know? And also looks, I think we disregard that a lot. And it has nothing to do with pleasing others. It has everything to do with pleasing yourself. So I had that conversation again yesterday about you're allowed. So very often we feel we are allowed to be smart. So you're allowed to work hard. Actually, people expect you to do that. But to be really honest, you are allowed anything you want. You are allowed to be successful as fuck and work 2 hours a day. That's okay. You make the rules. You are allowed to look nothing like standard of beauty and think you are the hottest girl alive. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do anything you want. That's a secret, you can do it. So go for it. So anytime you look at you doing something, you think that doesn't look good, try to think of where it comes from. Does it come from you actually don't think it looks good? Or does it come from your head telling yourself that it doesn't look good? Or whenever you feel like you cannot do something, it could be a skill or whatever related. Where is it coming from? Is it really that you cannot do it? And then, okay, then you have like steps to follow, to get there. Or is it your brain stopping you from doing it because it's judging you through the eyes of outsiders? So that's day 3. So pretty much being your own hero. So looking at yourself, finding the beauty and letting yourself know, but for real, not like repeating someone else's words. Then on day 4, we talked about goals. So it's all beautiful and good to have all of those habits that I mentioned before, but it's even better to have the ability to work on the thing. So if you've done the other 3 days and you realize, look, there is this thing that I would love to change about myself, or there is this thing that I would love to improve about myself. There is this thing that I would love to do less because it hurts me or because it doesn't suit me. We can work on all of those things. And the first thing I wanted you to do is to create a goal. So I got myself this beautiful goal planner, and you can do any method that works for you. So some of you are very techy, I know. So just you can use a goal tracker on your phone. And the way I wanted to go about it is not about the end goal. It's about your action to get there by trial and error. So it works differently for some people, for everybody. And you have to learn what works for you. And you can only do that by trying different methods. The same way I always tell people, go and try different things in burlesque because you never know what's going to really click for you. Some people love classic, some people love modern, some people love horror, some people love funny, some people, but you only know that after you've tried it, right? Just like in dance, you do hip hop and then you do ballet. I only know I hate hip hop because I've tried it. Otherwise, how would I know? So it's kind of the same thing. So the way I suggest you start is by having this goal, which is not, I will have my splits in 3 months. The goal is I will practice for the splits 3 days a week for the next 2 months. So those are 2 very different things because honestly, you cannot control this outcome. Maybe it will work and you will be able to do your splits in 3 months. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll see, well, I've been doing that consistently and it's not working. I'm not closer to my goal, meaning I have to change something. But then and then you're like, maybe I have to look for a new teacher. Maybe I have to look for a new system, because not every kind of stretching will work for everybody either. So there is active stretching, there is passive stretching. There are teachers who teach stretching without warming up. There are teachers who only do stretching after a long warm up. So there is so many ways to reach your goal. And until you've tried one long enough to see it doesn't work or that it does work, how are you going to know? Okay. So this was challenge day 4. It's like, let's put things in a way that it will work for us, or it will show that they don't work, and then we can do something about it. Cool. So that's the summary. And then now I have day 5. And day 5 is as simple as rinse and repeat. So what I would like you to do, and that's your challenge if you decide to take it, is go back to day 1. So pretty much what I've been talking to you about today. If you have one video to save, and if you have like one piece of notes that you want to do for the whole thing today, this is the one. First, always remember you're fabulous. Whenever you feel down, next time you have something that makes you feel down, remember who you are. And what I do is I write this thing on a piece of paper, and I have it like on my planner, so that it's kind of the first page. And also I open it like, it reminds me of that. Then remember to bring the energy from the inside out. And the more you will realize how fabulous you are, the more fabulousness you're going to find in the world. And the more you share with people how fabulous they are, the more of this great energy you're going to get back. And that will help you with the next step, which is the being your own hero. You realize, wow, that's pretty cool. I actually make people feel really good about themselves. I'm very good at that. I used to have this when I was younger. It was kind of a hero kind of thing. I used to believe that no one would ever perish or suffer in my presence. And I was to go out and think, not on my watch. That was so funny, because I made a point of like, okay, I'm going out, and then I was waiting for a tram or whatever. It wasn't even here, it was in the other country that I lived. So, but it was a bus, and it was like I would watch people getting on the bus, especially the elderly, to make sure that they did that fine, because it was like, I'm the hero here, and nothing bad's gonna happen, not during my watch. So I used to have this kind of thing. So it kind of translates to this. So yeah, make sure that people around you know that you see them. You're gonna make someone's day, and it's gonna be awesome, because this energy goes back and forth. Then come up with your goals. Start with 1, with 2. Feel free to share. I'd love to hear. And then start working on this. Yeah. So there is pretty much 2 things for day 5, which is keep doing that and do that path as many times as you want and need. Keep that close to you so you can always look at that. And then start working on those goals and hit them. So if I can give you one hint for day 5, that would be my 10-minute rule. So I speak very often about that, and it totally works, which is whatever you decided that you're going to do, regardless of how you feel. And that's very important. Let me share this with you. The way you feel at a certain moment has mostly to do with the chemicals in your body regarding what you've eaten, what has happened that day, some TV show that you might have watched, other outside conditions like heat or cold. And these three things together will most likely dictate how you feel at that moment. So the way you're feeling has nothing to do with who you are in the big scheme of things, what you are here to do, your goals, your skills, and your life in general. The way you feel on a certain moment has way more to do with what happened to your body in the last 12 hours than everything else. So when you wake up feeling groggy, it might be something that you ate the day before. It might that you didn't have enough sleep. It might be that it was too hot and you couldn't sleep. So don't take how you feel that moment too seriously. Okay, of course, there are serious moments in life, like some loved ones pass away. So, of course, those are big stuff. And they will dictate how you're going to feel for a while. And that's okay. But on a normal day, like nothing major has happened. The way you feel has way more to do with that. I just had like a bottle of wine and pizza yesterday. Probably, that's going to dictate how you feel the next day. So, regardless of how you feel, go do what you have to do. And I mean it. That really helps. I love being at the gym. I love going out of the gym. I actually love lifting. I hate going. Just this preparing, getting my sports bra. I hate sports bra, like they always get stuck. And then putting on the clothes and then getting like my shoes inside my bag and then finding a towel and then nothing fits because everything's so bulky. And then getting out and then going. And then when it's that hot, like I'm like, oh, I hate this heat. And then I get to the gym and I start, like, oh, the first 2 minutes, like, and then suddenly hits, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. So it's all about that, because then, it starts to work. So I used to have a therapist who told me that one of the best things to do with the beginning of your day is to actually sweat, because sweat clears up these chemicals that we have in our body. Like doing something that makes you get out of breath will clear up all of the chemicals that you brought from the other day. So I have a treadmill at home and I do that in the mornings, my mornings, like 11 a.m. before lunch. And that helps a lot indeed. So get a sweat and then you have a clear mind, to work on, kind of a clear slate. So that's my hint for you. It's called the 10-minute rule. Whatever is on your list. And then you have a plan. I'm going to do this X twice a week. Then you have on your plan that X on Tuesday, that X on Friday. You get to Tuesday, it's time to do the thing. Go do it. Put an alarm for 10 minutes and start. And that means that if after your alarm goes off, 10 minutes in, you don't feel like doing it anymore, doesn't matter. It counts as done because you've done it for 10 minutes. That's it. That's totally fine. However, if you decide to keep going as you already started anyway, go for it. Trust me, it works. I've done that for running my 10K, as I shared this story a lot. I hate running. I'm not a runner. I was a runner for 2.5, 3 years. And I did this. I practiced 3 times a week. I went out for a run. I hated every day to do that. I always felt really good after I finished. There was one single day that I stopped after 10 minutes in 2.5 years training. Every other time, as I was already in 10 minutes, I was like, I'll just go and finish, because it kicks in. It is like that. So this is my hint and my challenge for day 5. And then I want to just quickly invite you all for a masterclass. So I'll share this and more. And probably I will create also a PDF or something, so that people can follow with all of these challenges for Showgirl Mindset. And I think I do share that on day 4, because I want to share with you this kind of 3 pillars that I believe. And then I want to share some of my insights on what those 3 pillars are and how you can work on each one of them. And there is the FAQ for Chris O's video. However, I do realize that I didn't really ask people to ask questions before. So what I would like to do... Oh, thank you. I just saw in the chat. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I love this 10-minute. I use that for like cleaning, which is something I hate. It's also very public that I hate cleaning. But when I have to do, like, especially at home, I do that. And in the end, you end up cleaning the whole house, because starting is the hardest part. I think it's in physics, right? I don't know. There is one of the laws of physics, the starting movement is the hardest part. But once you are moving, you just keep moving. It's beautiful. Then, so what I'll do is, so if you're watching this video later and you have access to Crystal's video, I will share, for the next week, actually, and I will open for questions. And then we do the Q&A next week. So we have some time to ask some questions. And I'll also share some more videos. So then maybe there will be more questions about it. The day and time of the masterclass for this challenge is not on yet, but I will also work on this today, which makes me feel like I should take notes of that so I don't forget. So I will share later so you can see on Instagram or Top Banana. So that will be the day for the masterclass. Will be like today, live and also on YouTube and everything. And then I'll share questions for the Q&A. So I'll give people the chance, to ask questions for the Q&A. So that was it for today. Thank you very much to everybody who's watching this later, who's watching this right now. And I wish you all a beautiful Sunday and go kill those challenges. Bye-bye, everybody. So now I have a lot of places to stop.